Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a huge drugstore haul. Most of these drugstore products I actually purchased at Walmart, and I've accumulated them over several months, so it's not like I purchased them all at once. And I think I've used the majority of the products, so I will definitely give you my thoughts on them if I've used them. So let's go ahead and jump in. So I picked up some of the new Rimmel London blushes. These are the Maxi blushes. And I got these two shades right here. They do have, I think, a total of 4 shades, but I got the 2 lighter ones. The other 2 just look too dark for my complexion. So I've actually really enjoyed both of these blushes. My favorite one is probably this one. It's 004 Sweet Cheeks. And it's just this beautiful kind of peachy shade. And it's matte. It says lightweight powder blush gives cheeks a burst of color that lasts all day. Microfine powder glides on smoothly and blends easily for natural looking results. So these are super affordable. I don't remember how much they were, but I know they weren't very expensive at all. So this one I really, really like. And then this one's pretty as well. It's 001 Third Base. So this one's pretty as well. This one does have some like tiny flecks of shimmer in it, but I feel like they don't really translate on the cheeks. It almost gives it like a satin finish. So yeah, this one's pretty as well, but I do like the other one better, I think. I picked up a couple more blushes from e.l.f. I believe these are the primer infused blushes or something like that. So I got 2 shades. Actually, I think I got these from Ulta, not Walmart. And these are super smooth, like softer than the Rimmel ones. And I really like these, like the texture of them is really nice. This shade right here is called Always Cheeky. It's the lighter of the 2. And I feel like you do have to build it up, but I like buildable blushes, so that doesn't bother me. But the texture of it's like so smooth. It just blends really nice onto the cheeks. And I'm really into that color. So, and then it's also nice to mix the 2 shades. And then this one right here is Always Rosy. So super, super pretty as well. And sometimes, yeah, I mix the 2 shades together. And the packaging is nice. And then at Walmart, I did find the new highlighter. I wanted to purchase this highlighter when it first came out. I don't know the name of this because they don't put the name of the actual product, like what it is on the back, but they do have the name, like the shade name. So I don't know what this highlighter is called. I can't remember. But when these first came out, I wanted to purchase them, but I just feel like e.l.f. doesn't have the greatest highlighters, and I've gotten rid of a lot over time. So I wanted to see it in person first, and so I finally found it at Walmart, and I thought the color was super pretty, so I picked it up. And this highlighter's okay. I just feel like e.l.f. really could improve on their highlighters, to be honest with you. The formula's not my favorite. It looks very reflective and beautiful like on my hand there, but I feel like my hand's a little bit moist still from when I wiped it off. I just feel like it's hard to pick up the product on the brush, and I feel like you really have to buff it into the skin to make it look like very reflective like that. Should I put a little bit on? Let's put a little bit on. Maybe the more I use it, like it won't be so hard because it's almost like a baked blush, but with like a design in it. And I feel like maybe once I get through the top layer, it will apply better. It kind of just has that rough baked feel. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty, but sometimes I feel like it sits on top of my skin, like it doesn't melt into the skin. So it's not my favorite. I don't think it's horrible, but I'm not like in love with it or anything like that. So, and I'm gonna touch up my blush a little bit now that I messed it up. I'm just gonna go in with one of these e.l.f. blushes. Just kind of like to mix the highlighter and the blush, kind of fuse them together a little, but yeah, it looks so pretty on the hand, but I don't know, it could definitely be a lot better. It's like not my favorite formula. I also picked up the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and I do have the Tatcha one, which I do like. I feel like it makes my makeup go on like smooth, and it just smooths out my skin a lot, but I don't feel like it makes my makeup last longer, and that one's pretty expensive. So I wanted to try the e.l.f. one. This is the Poreless Putty Primer, and I've used this several times. I like the way it like feels when it goes on. Doesn't have a scent or anything. I'm just not sure if this broke me out. I used it for like a week and I kept getting breakouts, so I wasn't sure if it was this. So I do need to play with it some more. If anybody has experienced breakouts with this, let me know. But I do want to try it some more. My skin is kind of in good condition right now, so it took a while to get there. I think it's a new moisturizer that I've been using that I really, really like. So I don't know, I'm kind of scared to put this back on my skin. So if you guys have experienced any breakouts with that, let me know. And I picked up 2 of the new Maybelline City bronzers. And I really like these. I think they're nice. The packaging's nice. And I have the shade number 100 and number 200. So I think they have a total of 3 shades, and I picked up the 2 lighter shades, like the light and the medium. So the light one, 100, this one, does it have a name? No, it's just number 100. So these are the bronzer and contour powders. This one is matte, has a matte finish. I really like it. I like very light bronzers these days. I remember when I first started my channel long ago, I used to go a little ham with the bronzers, and I already have like kind of sculpted cheeks naturally, so I don't really need to contour. So I just like to use bronzer to kind of warm up my skin because sometimes I look a little bit colorless. So I like the really light ones now. I just like to build them up. So that is number 100. You can see it's super, super light. So if you're fair, this might be good for you. I would say the undertone is slightly warm, but not orangey. Not on my skin tone anyway. I have a yellow undertone. So that is number 100. And then number 200, this one has more of a satin finish. And I know some of you guys prefer when I swatch things on my arms, but just this style of video, it makes it hard to swatch it on my arm and kind of go like this. So I hope you guys don't mind. So that's number 200 right here. It's definitely darker and it has more of a satin finish. When you look at it in the pan, you can see little gold, like gold sheen, a gold sheen to it. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to tell. So anyway, I like both of these colors. Well, if I want something a little more satiny, I'll use the number 200. If I want a matte, then I'll just take number 100, and it's definitely lighter. And I picked up the new Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Powder Foundation. I got 2 shades. I did get these from Walmart. I almost purchased them from Ulta, but I'm glad I waited till Walmart had gotten these in. And I've had a lot of this stuff for a while now, so I've used some of these things for quite some time. So I got number 120 Classic Ivory and number 220 Natural Beige. I couldn't tell, like it's hard to tell sometimes in the packaging, like what shade to get. But the shades in between these two, they look too pink, so that's why I went for these two. They look more yellow toned. So this is the packaging that it comes in right here. Underneath it does come with like a little puff. I haven't used it yet. I just like to use my brush. So this is a powder foundation, and it says full coverage powder foundation with long lasting matte finish, up to 16-hour wear, lightweight and comfortable, fade and transfer resistant, controls shine. So sometimes I like to use a powder foundation, like if I'm in a rush, just being a mom, like sometimes I just don't have time to do like a full face of like makeup. So I just like to kind of cancel out any redness in my skin. So what I do is I just put a little concealer under my eyes, blend it out, and then I will go in with just a regular powder or a powder foundation. So I've used these two quite a bit, and I do like them. I think they're nice and soft. You do have to build it up if you want a full coverage look. I don't think it's full coverage right off the bat. It also will depend on what brush you use. I would recommend using something like a little more dense to get more coverage, or even these puffs. Generally, these will give you a lot of coverage on your face. I just haven't used them. But if you use like a very light powder brush like this, that's not gonna give you a lot of coverage. You wanna use something dense. Like this brush right here that I've been loving, it's from Milani. It's funny because when I first purchased this, I was like, I don't like it, but it has grown on me so much. It's the powder bronzer brush. And I also picked this up at Walmart quite a while ago, but it's just like the perfect shape to fit in the compact. Fits right in there, swirl my brush in there, and then you just buff the powder into your skin. So this is a really nice brush for applying powder to your face. It says powder bronzer. I don't use it for bronzer. I just like it for powder. So I've been enjoying this. I do like to set it with like a dewy setting spray just because it is a matte finish. And I don't like to look too matte. So I like to kind of use both of these shades together. I like to put the lighter one in the center of my face and then the darker one on the outer perimeter of my face, just because this one's, I feel like, a little bit dark for me, but I feel like this one can be a little bit light. So I could probably even mix them together, like dip my brush back and forth between the two. But I kind of just like to do the lighter one in the middle and then the other one on the outer perimeter. So yeah, I've been enjoying this powder. I think it's nice. So I picked up the Matte Bar palette from Maybelline. And I actually really like this. It has really nice matte shades. I don't know if I like the style of the packaging where the eyeshadows are kind of horizontal. I prefer, like, I wish they were bigger, like they weren't so slim. But the shade ranges here is really pretty. You have some like rosy tones. You have some cooler tones down here. You have some warmer shades here. And you have this light one as like a brow bone highlight and then this dark one to deepen up the look. And I've used this several times and I think they blend really nice onto the eyes and they have good pigmentation. And I like the color scheme in here. You get a little bit of everything. Just not crazy about the layout of the palette. So let me give you some swatches. And I feel like the swatches of these are not gonna do it any justice at all. Sometimes matte shades, they just don't swatch the best on the hand. So keep that in mind. And I picked up this new highlighter from Wet n Wild at Walmart. I was so happy to find it there because I didn't want to have to purchase it online. I wanted to see it in person first just to see if I was gonna like the shade. So this is called Bloom Time. This is like one of their newest shades. It's really, really pretty. It's kind of like a golden peachy coral. And you would think that this would be too, oh, I just dug my nail into the imprint. You would think this would be too dark for me, but it actually works if I wear it light-handedly. And it's such a unique color. It's just so beautiful. And I was so happy Walmart had it. So it just has such a nice texture and it's such a pretty unique shade. I'm really happy with that. It is absolutely, look at that. It's just so beautiful. And I picked up one of the new Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzers. I think they have 4 shades, and I picked up the shade in Sunset Striptease, and I've used this several times. So this is not quite matte. It actually has like a little bit of a satin finish. When you swatch it with your finger, it seems very, very powdery. And I know these bronzers have been very hit or miss with people. Like some people just do not like them and then other people do. I think it's okay. It's not my favorite. It definitely has like a sheen to it. It has like a little bit of a golden sheen to it. So this bronzer is okay. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I just like the texture of the Maybelline ones better. I just think those have a nicer texture to them. This one blends out just fine for me depending on what brush I use. I like to use a more natural haired brush with this and that makes it blend out just fine. But it just seems a little powdery compared to like the Maybelline ones. Those are just much smoother in texture. And I don't mind that it has a sheen because I do like bronzers with the sheen sometimes. Especially if I have a very matte face going on. I like to wear like a little bit of a glowy bronzer and a glowy blush just to kind of balance everything out. So that bronzer is okay. It's not my favorite. This I picked up because I really like this foundation from L'Oreal. It's the Infallible Stick blush. This one's a blush. I do have I have 3 shades of the foundation from this brand, and I really like this foundation. For a drugstore stick foundation, I think it's awesome. And I saw somebody talk about the blush on their channel. I think they did like a wear test or try on or something, and I thought that color looked so pretty, so I decided to pick up the blush. And I think they might have 2, I'm sorry, my phone's going off. I think they have 2 different shades of blush. And then they also have like a highlighting stick, which I didn't purchase. I just got the lighter blush in this. This one is called number 45 Sexy Flush. It is such a beautiful color. It's more cool tone pink. I've just kind of been into the cool tones lately, but such a beautiful shade. And I've only used it a couple times and I thought it blended out really nice. Like, I don't know, I still need to play with it a little more, but the 2 times that I used it, I did enjoy it, just like I did with the stick foundations. So the reason I have 3 colors in the stick foundation is because I try to pick the ones that are a little more yellow toned. So I picked one that's too light, one that's a little bit too dark, and kind of have to mix them together. And then the other one that I picked is darker so that I could use it as a contour or bronze, and I really like it. So CoverGirl has the new Outlast Active 24-Hour Foundation plus sunscreen. And to my surprise, I actually like this. So I picked this up quite a while ago, and at the time there was a like $2 off coupon at Walmart. So I picked up the shade number 832 Nude Beige. I thought this one looked a little more yellow, and it looks a little dark when I put it on, but then when I start blending it out, I feel like it looks fine on my skin and like it doesn't look too dark. You get 1 fluid ounce in here, and it says up to 24-hour wear that won't let you down. Sweat proof, transfer proof, humidity proof, oil free, won't clog pores, dermatologist tested, suitable for all skin types, all day liquid foundation. So I like that it comes in a squeeze tube. I like squeeze tubes. I just think they're easy. They're not breakable. See, that color's not bad. Like, you would think this color, because there's several shades before this one, and normally I would go for like one of the lightest ones, but those just look so pink. So that's why I picked this shade. It's not like super yellow. I would say it's kind of like maybe neutral to yellow, but it works well once I have it on my skin. The coverage is really good on this, and I really like the finish. Like, I was very surprised that I actually like this. I think it really just smooths out my skin. It looks very even. It has good coverage. It says, it doesn't say what the coverage is, but I would say it's medium to full. You can definitely build it up, but I just really like the way it looks on my skin. Like, it looks just nice, smooth. It doesn't emphasize my fine lines or my pores. So I'm very surprised that I like this. I don't know if it's sweat proof, humidity proof. It's an active wear foundation. I haven't worn it to the gym or anything like that, but I don't know. I just think it lasted well throughout the day when I did wear it like on a regular day, not working out, not like sweating or anything like that. So I've been impressed with that. If you guys have tried it, let us know what you guys think down below. So I picked up 2 shades of the new Physicians Formula, the Healthy Powder. It has an SPF of 16. So the first shade I had picked up was MC1 because I thought that the LW2 looked too light. And again, I try to go for the ones that look a little more yellow, but it's really hard to tell sometimes because you can't swatch them in store. So the packaging is really nice. And you do get another one of those puffs. I feel like everybody's doing these little puffs. I never really use those, but they do give pretty good coverage when you do use them. I mean, I've used them in the past. I just don't really gravitate towards them unless like I'm in the car and I don't have a brush with me, which normally I do have a brush in my purse that I use. So this shade right here, MC1, I thought this was gonna work out good for me, but it's a little bit dark. Like, once I blend it all onto my face, I feel like it looks a little bit too dark. So I ended up purchasing another shade, which I actually haven't even used this shade yet. But I really like the texture of this powder. I feel like it doesn't look overly matte on the skin. And it's nice that it has an SPF, but it has decent coverage. I would say you can get like some medium coverage out of this. Packed with vitamins and antioxidants for healthy coverage, infused with Chinese, some extract and hyaluronic acid to brighten, hydrate, and even the skin tone. Ultra blendable, lightweight, buildable, and breathable. It just says healthy coverage. So yeah, I agree that it's not so matte. Like, it is a little bit, I wouldn't say hydrating, but it's not drying on the skin. So I really like the finish of this. This is one that I actually like to use just with concealer and then go in with the powder just on those days where I'm in a rush and don't have time for like a full face of makeup. So I've been really enjoying it. This color was just a little bit too dark for me. So what I may have to do is mix them together because this one seems too light, or use the lighter one in the center of my face, kind of like I did with the Maybelline one. Yeah, you can see like this one, it looks fine right there on my hand. That's the darker one, MC1, and then this is LW2. You can definitely see LW2 is too light. So I don't know, I might have to mix them together. I have not used the lighter shade yet. I just had been using the other one, but I did feel like it was a hair too dark. So I've been enjoying this powder, I like it. I picked up the Rimmel London Stay Matte Soft Matte Concealer. When I first bought this and used it, I did not care for it too much, but then the last time I used it with this CoverGirl foundation, I like them paired together. It doesn't give a lot of coverage. So it says the longwear formula conceals and hides dark circles and imperfections while controlling shine for up to 24 hours. It says full coverage, but I don't really feel like it's full coverage. And the other thing is, I got the shade Fair. I can't remember if there was a shade before this called Porcelain. So I either got the lightest or the second to the lightest shade. This is not very fair for a fair shade. So if you're looking to like really brighten under the eyes, this is definitely not it. It has a pretty thin consistency, but I don't feel like this is an over drying matte concealer. It says Stay Matte, but it says soft matte. So I do have to agree with it being a soft matte. Like if you've tried the new L'Oreal Longwear Concealer and the e.l.f. Cameo Concealer, those for me are very drying under my eyes. They have really great coverage, but they're just a little too dry for my liking. They accentuate all the fine lines under my eyes. I don't like that. This one is more of a soft matte. It has a softer look under the eyes. I don't know, it's weird because it's almost like when you look at this, this doesn't look matte. This one definitely has more of a pinky undertone. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but I don't think it's bad. Like if I want a light coverage concealer, this is nice. But if you want full coverage, I definitely don't agree that it's full coverage. And I didn't have any problems with it like settling in my fine lines or creasing or anything like that. So I think it's okay. I don't hate it. I think it's definitely better than some of those other ones I mentioned because those were just so drying under my eyes. But the color range is not the best. Like this is not a very fair shade. I don't know, I just think the shade selection wasn't the best. I picked up this, I have not used this yet. This is a multi-stick from Wet n Wild. It's called Champagne Room. So these are new and I just kind of grabbed one, wanted to see how it performed. So that is what it looks like right there. It's really reflective, pretty creamy. So I can't wait to play with that. Again, that's called Champagne Room. So I got this new mascara from L'Oreal. It's the Unlimited mascara. The packaging is a little bit big and bulky. And I wasn't sure, like I debated about picking this up, but I really like this mascara. I've used it several times and it's pretty good. So I like the wand shape. I'm very into these types of wands, like the shape of it. I like when they're like a little bit skinnier towards the tip. It's not too big. You can bend this, which I find it does work for my lower lashes, but then when I go to this side, it's a little awkward. I don't really like it bent for the upper lashes, just the bottom. And I feel like a lot of product would be wasted in here. Like, I don't know if this entire device is full of mascara, but it seems like you would never get around the rim and you would just waste a lot of product unless there's like a smaller little contraption in this big bottle, which is possible. But I just think this gives really nice volume to my lashes and length. Like if you see my lashes now, like especially the lower ones, like some people might think this is too much or it looks spidery, but I personally like my lashes to look like this. I just like them to be very pronounced. You can really see them. And I feel like this mascara does that for me. So I've been enjoying that. And then I picked up this lipstick right here. This one is from L'Oreal. It's the Color Riche. I don't know if it's like a nude gold collection. I'm not sure what it's called. but there's several different shades in this line, and this one's called Nude Gold. Oh, these are called the Gold Addiction lipsticks, I guess. The reason I picked this one up is because Tati had mentioned it on one of her videos, and I thought, wow, that looks really pretty. And don't get me wrong, like it does look beautiful. Like it almost looks like a gloss when you apply it onto the lips. But I feel like once it sits on the lips for a while, it's kind of gets dry looking. Like it doesn't stay very glossy from what I recall. I've only used it a couple times and I was like kind of like not that impressed with it once it sat on my lips for a few hours. So if you guys have tried these, let me know what you think, but I don't recall loving that. I mean, I like it on first application, but after it sits there, I'm just like, Burt's Bees came out with some new liquid lipsticks. I got a couple shades. I got the nude ones. And it's been a while since I've actually played with these because I got them quite some time ago. So these are they're just called the liquid lipsticks. Vibrant color with a glossy shine, all day moisture for soft and smooth lips. Velvety formula with apricot and babaku oil. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Glides on smoothly, formulated without parabens, phthalates, SLS, or petroleum. So I just picked up like the two nude shades that they had. I have number 802 Niagara Nude. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Number 801 Sandy Seas. So I haven't played with these in a while. Don't remember what I think of them. I think they were okay, but I didn't like love them. I feel like they smell a little bit sweet. They definitely have a glossy finish. They're a little bit thick in formula though. I think that's what I didn't care for, is how thick they were. The applicator's nice. It's one of those pointed ones that really can outline the lips really nicely. So the lighter one over here is 802, and that's the Niagara Nude. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And then this one's 801 Sandy Seas. So I like the shades because they're nude, and I like that they're glossy, but the formula is a little thick. I don't know, I'll have to use those a little more and let you guys know what I think. So I love these L'Oreal lipsticks. These are the Color Risk Shine lipsticks. I absolutely love these. I grab for two of the lighter ones all the time, and I went to Walmart and I got two more, and I thought, well, I don't remember if I have this one, but I think I do. It's called Shining Peach. Haven't used it yet because I'm pretty sure that's one that I already have. The packaging is really pretty too. I like it. Just kind of like a clear acrylic with the gold in the center. And the shade that I picked up that I didn't have is called Dazzling Dough, and I haven't even used this yet. But these are just really glossy. I've been into the glossy lips lately, not so much matte lips. And just a nude. See that stain? It's driving me crazy. It stained my hand. But yeah, I haven't tried this one on the lips yet, but hopefully I like it. Doesn't seem too dark, especially because they're a little more on the sheer side, but they're glossy, so. I picked up this from Walmart. It's called HanHoo Watermelon Illuminator. It's a daytime facial oil for moisturized luminous complexion. Comes in this really cute packaging. I was just browsing through like the skincare products and I saw this. It's made in Korea. It's paraben free and sulfate free. Let's Get Illuminating. The Watermelon Illuminator Daytime Facial Oil helps hydrate and nourish the skin for a lit from within radiance. Light enough so it won't clog pores and can be worn under makeup. It has several ingredients, but it says the key ingredients are watermelon fruit extract, grapefruit extract, melon fruit extract, and sodium hyaluronate and niacinamide. And when I look at the full list of ingredients, the very last ingredient is a fragrance. So if that's something that bothers you, it does smell good. It's slightly watermelon scented, not very overpowering at all. It comes in this really pretty frosted glass bottle, and it comes with the pump. It says to dispense 3 to 5 drops and massage into skin. I've used this several times. I really like it. It's a nice hydrating product. It doesn't have like a sheen or anything like that. It's just like that kind of moisturizing radiance that it gives to the skin. And they call it a facial oil. I would say it's more like a serum. I wouldn't say it's really an oil, but yeah, I've been enjoying this. So I got this new Maybelline mascara. It's called the Snapscara. I have not tried this yet. Hopefully I like it. And I picked up 2 of the e.l.f. concealers. It's the 16-hour Cameo concealers. And I've tried this several times. And it's just, okay, the first one I picked up, I think I got it at Ulta actually. I got it online. I love the packaging. It's really big. It has a jumbo applicator like Tarte Shape Tape. So this color is Light Sand. This has very good coverage, but you have to work quickly. I feel like it dries super fast, and it does have like a matte finish. I feel like it's too matte for me. So it says camouflage those pesky spots and under eye circles with this high coverage, crease resistant 16-hour wear concealer. Yeah, it's just a little too matte for me, you guys. I feel like it accentuates the lines under my eyes. It just ages me basically. Whenever a concealer is too matte and too dry, it always ages my under eyes, and I don't love that. So I'm not in love with this concealer. I like something that's kind of in between matte and hydrating. Like, I don't want it overly hydrating, but I don't want it overly matte. And so this one just didn't do it for me. So this shade Light Sand is way too light. I purchased this one first online. Then I ended up finding it at Walmart, and I got Medium Sand, which is a little bit darker. So Medium Sand definitely works better for me. So that's Medium Sand, and this is Light Sand. And it has really good coverage, but you have to work quick. Like, it's already starting to dry down. So if you have flawless under eyes, you don't have a lot of fine lines, you don't have mature skin, you like full coverage, you like matte concealers, I think you would really like this. But if you have mature skin, fine lines under your eyes, don't care for a matte concealer, I would say skip this one. I'm not in love. I know Tati recently talked about it, and she likes it, surprisingly, because I think she's around my age. I'm 38, I think she might be 37 or something like that, but I don't know, it just, maybe I have more fine lines under my eyes than she does. She has really nice skin compared to me. So I picked up a bunch of new eyeliners. I haven't used all of them yet. One that I am obsessed with is this one. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Last Waterproof Eyeliner in Forest Green. Ever since I purchased this one, I can't stop using it. I love this color so much. This is what I'm wearing on my waterline. I just really like this lately instead of like wearing black or brown. I don't wear black on the waterline a whole lot. I usually wear brown, but this color, I just feel like it goes so well with my eyes. My eyes are blue, but if I wear green, they kind of look a little bit greenish. So I think this color is just beautiful. I can't stop using that. So I picked up some more of the Infallibles. I picked up 3 more shades. So this one is called Aubergine. This one, I don't know, I'm kind of disappointed in this one actually. It's kind of like a purple eggplant shade, but I feel like it's not as opaque or intense. I really had to go over it a few times, and I feel like, I don't know, I almost feel like it lifts the product, like it's a little bit too creamy compared to the other shade. So maybe I will take this one back because I still have the packaging. And then this one is called Ivy, and I haven't used this one yet, but it's like, looks kind of like an olive green perhaps. Yeah, the formula of this one feels a little different too. This one was better than the purple one though. So it's kind of like an olivey green, a little bit of a kind of gold sheen in there. And I picked up the one in Burgundy. It's a new shade. This one I probably would not wear on my waterline. I'm scared to use like anything reddish, purple, or pink on my waterline because I have an allergy to like purples and pinks. Anywhere on the waterline or the lower lash line, I get an allergic reaction the next day, not the day that I use it. But I would be scared to use this on the waterline. But it's a very pretty color. This is one I would just wear on the upper lash line. So that one seems like nice and smooth. Oh, and I also picked up, so I think this one's different. Those are called the Pro Last. This one's the Infallible Longwear Eye Pencil from L'Oreal. And this one's just a brown. It is called Brown. I love brown eyeliner on the waterline. And I think I might have used this once. Yeah. It's just a really dark brown. So instead of black, I prefer brown eyeliners. And I probably used this like once because it looks like I did. Maybe I just watched it, but don't remember how I felt about that one. Again, that one's called something different. It's the Infallible Longwear eye pencil, whereas the other ones were called the ProLast. So then I picked up these two from Maybelline. These are the Tattoo Studio liners. Now, my issue with these is they're a little bit too drying on the waterline. Like, this color is really pretty. It's kind of similar to this one. This one's a little more green, this one's more blue. So this one right here is called Deep Teal. It's very creamy and smooth. Very opaque, actually, more opaque than the L'Oreal one. So I think I had used Deep Teal before I haven't used this brown one yet. But the Deep Teal, from what I remember, when I used it on my waterline, it was too matte and drying that it started to flake into my eyes, which I don't like with these pencil liners. So I need to play with it again, but this one here is called, what color are you? Bold Brown. So that is Bold Brown right there. And both of those look similar to those two L'Oreal ones. But I just thought I would give them a try. So I'll have to, it does say waterproof on these, which would make sense why it was flaking into my eye. It says up to 30 hours wear. I mean, nobody's gonna wear it for 36 hours. Really? So if these continue to like flake in my eye, I definitely won't use them on the waterline, but more on the upper lash line. So yeah, I picked up a lot of liners. I don't know what the deal is with that. And then I do have another bag of stuff I got at Walmart, but I'm gonna save that for another video just because there's so many things and I don't wanna make this video even longer than it already is. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna tell you really quickly what I'm wearing on my face. So on my face for foundation, I'm using the Confidence in a Foundation from IT Cosmetics. Still have it in the packaging because I'm trying to see if I wanna keep it. But so far I like it. I do, I think it's nice. It's long wear, weightless, full coverage, velvety matte finish. Do have to hydrate my skin a lot before I put this on. I have the shade 130 Light Sand. I have a ColourPop, what are these called? Jelly Much Shadow. It's part of the Disney Villains collection. This is the Spindle shade. And it's like a purpley color. This one is part of, ooh, I don't know what villain this is part of. Spindle? I don't know, I'm not familiar. Is that from The Princess and the Frog or something? I have never seen that movie. So for blush, I had on a couple Kylie products. I'm testing these out. These are the Kylie Pressed Blush Powders. So this one right here is the one that I'm wearing. Obviously, I put on some more blush on top when I was showing you that e.l.f. one. This is called Pink Power, but I've been really enjoying this color. It's more cool toned. And then the highlighter I'm wearing is the Illuminating Power from Kylie. And this is called Cheers Darling. And obviously I put that e.l.f. highlighter on top of this. It is pretty, but not my favorite shade. I have several of the Kylie highlighters and blushes. And this one is probably my least favorite just because it's a little deep for me. I feel like the other ones suit my skin better. For my bronzer, I'm using the new Fenty Beauty Sun Stalker bronzer. And this is called In the Sun. Packaging is beautiful. Love this color right here. A little bit of this Disney Princess palette from ColourPop on. So I have some of the mattes like on my lower lash line, and I use this as a brow bone highlight, inner corner highlight, and this purple and this brown. The purple I used in the crease to deepen it up, and then the darker brown I used on the lower lash line. And then obviously I used that eyeliner that I showed you guys from L'Oreal. I do have a little bit of this Marc Jacobs eyeshadow. These are the Omega shadows, the gel powder eyeshadows. I have Big O in my crease. I started out with this color in my crease first, and then I went in with the ColourPop palette. I have these two pigments from ColourPop on. These are part of the Kathleen Lights Zodiac collection. So over that Jelly Much shadow, I put a little bit of the shade Scales, like right in the center of my lid. And then Did I use this one? Oh yeah. And then I used this a darker purple. It's called the Archer. I used that on my upper lash line as eyeliner. I used it wet. And then lastly is lipstick. So I had this in my shop, my stash. It's the Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick, and it's a cream finish in Bare Affair. I forgot how much I love the Revlon lipsticks, especially the cream finishes. They're so good. So I have been wearing this one, the Bare Affair shade. So I put this one on first, and then I thought I wanted it to be a little bit more cool toned just to match my eyes. So I pulled out the cream one in Prim Rose, and I just applied it right on top. So that is the lip combo that I'm wearing, and I love it. All right guys, so that completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you guys have tried any of these products, let us know what you think about them down in the comments. So thank you guys so much. I love you. Have a great day. Bye.